What's happening, guys? Back at you with the nerd video. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about my most anticipated movies for 2022. So let's get to it. So 2022 is upon us. We got a great list of movies coming out this year. A lot of great movies. A lot of movies that people are looking forward to watching this year in theaters and so on. But I got a list of my own now. My most anticipated movies for this year for 2022. So I'm gonna go down this list and talk about each movie. And the way I'm gonna do this is a ranking style kind of list. So it's gonna be like least anticipated to the most anticipated. So that's how I'm gonna do it, ranking style. So let's get ahead and get started on this list with the first movie. Coming in at the first movie is going to be Halloween Ends. So this movie's set to be coming out sometime in October, and it is said to be concluding the story of Michael Myers. So this is definitely interesting to see if this does in fact conclude the story of Michael Myers and conclude the story that was set forth in the two previous Halloween movies that came out in 2018 and last year. So it's going to be interesting to see if they actually do conclude the story of Michael Myers and Laurie Strode, see how that plays out with that. And, very interesting to see what they do with this movie. Definitely exciting to see around that time of, October coming out and Halloween too. So definitely going to be interesting to see what happens with that movie. Next up on the list is going to be Morbius. Now, Morbius would have been higher on the list, but these delays have are getting me less and less excited about this movie. All these delays and stuff like that. And there's a heavy rumor about why they delayed it this time, but that remains to be seen when we actually see the movie. When it actually arrives in theaters on April 1st, which is kind of funny since April 1st is April Fool's Day, and it's like it'll be a funny joke if they put an April Fool's joke on us saying it's delayed again somehow. But I don't know. We'll see how that goes with that. But hitting theaters April 1st, Morbius is going to be another Marvel movie in the sort of Spider-Man Sony universe, taking place in that universe. And, we got Morbius, who's the living vampire. So it's going to be interesting to see his sort of origin story take place in this movie, play out in this movie, see how it goes with that. And to also see how it plays into all this whole universe. There's a bunch of hints and nods to multiple different Spider-Man universes across the movies and stuff, and in the trailers that we've been getting so far and stuff, and rumors and all that. Is definitely interesting to see what they do with this movie, what universe it plays out in, and just to see overall how this character comes into this movie and how it is coming into this universe. So it's going to be interesting to see when we finally get Morbius in theaters. So let's see how it goes. Now, next up on the list is going to be Creed 3. Now, Creed 3, I haven't heard much news about Creed 3, but it is set to come out sometime this year, sometime November, actually, I believe. I haven't heard much news about this movie, really, but I'm definitely excited for it. The previous two Creed movies were really good and really well done. Really a great way to continue the story of like Rocky and sort of set the new generation up to with Apollo Creed's son. And just overall, me being a Rocky fan and enjoying the Creed movies and what they were doing with them, and enjoying the storyline there going on, and the other two previous Creed movies being really good. This one is definitely one of my most anticipated movies of the year. I'm definitely going to be checking it out. Like I was saying, there's not much news going on right now that I've been hearing about Creed 3, other than Jonathan Majors is set to appear as the opposing force in this movie. But other than that, I haven't really heard too much news about this movie. But it is set to come out this year. It's set to come out sometime in November. So it's going to be interesting to see if they keep that set date, and hopefully it does, so I can be able to check it out once it arrives, because it is, like I said, one of my most anticipated movies of the year. And I enjoyed the other two previous Creed movies so much. And, being a Rocky fan, this definitely was a great way of them continuing the story and setting up a new generation for that series. Next up on the list is going to be Lightyear. So Lightyear, this is the new Pixar movie that's supposed to be coming out sometime in the summer, I believe June or July of this year. So this is definitely exciting. We're going to be getting the so-called origin story of Buzz Lightyear. Not necessarily the toy, but the actual man, the actual person himself that the toy was inspired upon. So this is going to be the actual origin story of Buzz Lightyear that the toy was inspired by, and we're going to see how that all plays out. It's definitely going to be interesting. We got a little teaser trailer on how some stuff is going to play out, and it looks very futuristic, scientific kind of stuff playing out in space also, nonetheless. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see what this origin story holds for us. And, with Chris Evans voicing Buzz Lightyear is definitely going to be interesting to see what Pixar does with this movie. So I'm definitely excited for this one when it comes out this summer. All right, next up on the list is going to be Jurassic World Dominion. So Jurassic World is definitely a fun franchise to watch. Jurassic Park overall is a fun franchise, a fun series to watch. Really like Jurassic World with the way they brought Jurassic Park back for a newer generation. And I really like Jurassic World. Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom felt a little bit shorter for me compared to Jurassic World, but nonetheless I still liked it overall. So I'm definitely excited for Jurassic World Dominion and just things that it could possibly do in this new movie, and seeing what they could do with the new movie and overall. So I'm definitely excited to see what they do with this, and just the way it was left off in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom is going to be interesting to see what they do. All right, next up on the list is going to be Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore. So this one is the next installment in the Fantastic Beasts series, the third movie that we're getting for Fantastic Beasts and where to find them. So overall, I like the previous two movies overall. A couple of things here and there that were not that good, but overall the movies were fine for me. And I'm definitely excited to see what they do with this new movie and seeing how the story goes forward, and just seeing what they do after the events of the second movie and all that. Just interesting to see, interested in seeing what they're going to be doing with this new story. I believe they're going to be they cast the new Grindelwald. I believe, who was it? I think it was Mads Mikkelsen that will be playing Grindelwald now after the departure of Johnny Depp. So it's going to be interesting to see with the new casting and all that, and progressing the story forward, seeing what they do with this new movie and seeing if it's going to be, any good or stuff like that. I'm really hoping it will be. And also, too, the added bonus of always seeing new magical creatures appear in the movie. Since it is Fantastic Beasts, we always get a set, or at least see some kind of new magical beasts appear in the movies. So it's going to be interesting to see that, too. If they have any new magical creatures we could see, or older magical creatures we could revisit or something like that. Definitely going to be interesting to see what they do with this movie. All right, next up on the list is going to be Black Adam. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson appearing in a superhero film as his own character. Well, more of an anti-hero, really, Black Adam is. But it's going to be interesting to see what The Rock does for this movie, being that it's the anti-hero kind of story going on. It's going to be interesting to see what they do with the storyline overall and stuff like that. The Rock has gone on to say that he's worked harder on this movie than he really has in any other movie. So he's definitely excited for this. It's been long awaited. It's kind of a long awaited movie because he was actually cast in this role many years ago, like at least 2014. Around that time, he was cast in this movie, saying that they were going to be working on this movie, and now we're finally getting it in theaters sometime this summer, I believe we are. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do with this movie, and introducing a new character to the DC Universe lineup of movies. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do. So I'm definitely excited for it. Next up on the list is going to be The Flash. So we're finally getting the Flash movie after lots of directors come and gone. Finally getting a full Flash movie coming out sometime in November. Definitely excited to see what they do with this story. They said that it's somewhat of a soft reboot, kind of, with the added additions of Michael Keaton coming back as Batman and other characters coming out, and like Supergirl. And it's going to be interesting to see what they do with this movie. Overall, The Flash is one of my favorite DC characters of all time, so I'm definitely interested in seeing what they do and with him getting his own movie finally after some troubles in production and all that stuff. It's definitely going to be interesting to see what they do with this movie. I'm definitely excited for it once it arrives this year, sometime in November, so I'm definitely going to be checking this out. Next up on the list is going to be Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, set to come out in theaters sometime in December, the end of this year. I'm definitely excited for this definitely excited for the second Aquaman movie after what we got in the first Aquaman movie. In my opinion, the first Aquaman movie was really good. It was really great. I really highly enjoyed it. James Wan did a fantastic job with it, and like everything about it, the production, the set designs, especially some of the creatures that were in there. They looked so good and horrifying and different things like that, and just everything, and just the setting that they were able to do where most of the movie was underwater, so they did a fantastic job with setting that up, underwater scenes and stuff like that. Definitely was well done. I really highly enjoyed the first Aquaman movie. So I'm definitely interested in seeing what they do, what they continue, what they do to progress the story. This new second Aquaman movie set to come out in December. I'm definitely excited for it. Cannot wait for it. Next up on the list is going to be Thor: Love and Thunder. So Thor: Love and Thunder set to come out sometime in summer this year. I'm definitely excited for this one. Thor: Ragnarok was so good. And with Taika Waititi returning to direct this movie, I'm definitely excited to see, with the added addition of Christian Bale appearing in the movie as Lord of God Butcher. I'm definitely going to be excited to see what he has in this movie. And I think we're supposed to actually be getting appearances from the Guardians of the Galaxy also. So it's going to be interesting to see what their role is in the movie also. We're supposed to get a storyline where Joe Foster actually becomes Lady Thor in here. So it's going to be interesting. We're definitely going to be interesting to see what they do with all these plot points and stuff like that. It's already said and discussed and all that. And, get out there for us to divulge on. And it's going to be interesting for it. Cannot wait to see it once it comes out.
So next up is going to be Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. This movie might have been high on the list, but the fact is we are not getting too much story or too much news on what the story is going to do. They kept it really tight-lipped right now ahead of this November release, and hopefully it does still come out in November. There's been a lot of production delays and all that going on, and they just regulate this now, or a couple weeks ago they regulate. Especially for that from the album, like live production release lately. So I'm just hoping that this movie this year, there's nothing better to do. One thing that passing out, Chadwick Boseman, rest in peace. Passing Chadwick Boseman, and it's interesting seeing what they do with that. I'm definitely excited. I'm definitely still seeing the necessary overall what they're going to do for this movie. How it's going to turn out, so hopefully Spider-Man across the Spider-Verse, and I understand that this is such a great movie, such a great Spider movie, Candy Gibson. I like the Spider the characters across the multiverse. Definitely was awesome. It was so fantastic, so good. Outstanding. Straight from the comic book. Spider-Man into Spider-Man. So I'm definitely keen to see what they do with this movie Spider-Man across the Spider-Verse, and it says that the part 1 so definitely keen to see what they do. So that's all you guys got that. Spider-Man 2099. So cool. You can also the best of the listeners who would come out. So that's sometime in November or December of this year. Most of the list is going to be the Batman Robert Pattinson starring as the type of the weird. I'm excited about it. We'll see what he does with the girl. I'm definitely excited for it. So favorite trailers have been on that. People are saying this movie is going to be good for us. This is going to be the best movie. That people are liking that scene just basically as a quick wall. So if there's a way to see a resident sector or the movie, see this weekend on March, we get a March on that phone, so see what they do. This movie is see how it goes overall. I'm excited about it. So this is so I'm just a fan of here, like a good TV season and stuff. Who gets this time of the for me? If that is set to come out later on different sections, especially after the way that's nice. And this movie is a lot. So there's a lot of movies surrounding this movie. We're seeing all across all different kind of Marvel movies. These cameras are definitely interesting to see what they do. The rest of the season for the rest of everything before Jennifer Snow was also the other characters also. So it's gonna be interesting to see what they do with these. That's my list of most anticipated movies in 2022. That's what I do. That's the only movie for this video. I gotta do some serious notifications on TV.